good, people? Thank you as always for passing by the channel. Much appreciated. Hit that subscribe button if you guys are new. All right, so we all kind of know the final offer that was sent to Dillian Whyte with regard to the AJ fight and the reason in which he turned it down. So the final offer, we're led to believe, was around £5 million, which is good money. I don't think he had a problem too much with that. Obviously, he would want a bit more, but £5 million is not chicken change by any stretch of the imagination. The problem seemed to be, and he mentioned this in the Kugan Cassius interview, about the rematch. If a rematch were to happen, so if Dillian Whyte were to be AJ, then AJ for some reason wanted the majority of the purse in the rematch. I fully understand why Dillian Whyte would be upset with that, but regardless, just my own personal point of view here, you take the fight. Regardless, you take the fight. If that's the main reason why he didn't take the fight, then I think he's made a mistake here. He did also mention the fact that he wanted a longer training camp for AJ. I think he said he wanted something like 12 to 13 weeks, which makes sense. But let's be honest, Dillian Whyte's now fighting the week after against Dominic Breazeale. Don't get me wrong, Dominic Breazeale and AJ, it's a completely different matchup. But regardless, he's fighting a week after for Dominic Breazeale. So the camp is long enough for Dominic Breazeale, but not long enough for AJ. Interesting. I've always been pro-boxer and anti-promoter on this channel. And I've always said that a boxer needs to know their worth, right? You've got to know exactly what you're worth. And if you're not getting paid that, then yeah, you have a right to kind of say, you know what? No, I want a bit more. But for me, the chance to get revenge on Anthony Joshua, fight in front of 80 to 90,000 people at Wembley Stadium for £5 million, and the chance to walk away with 4 belts, it's too good an offer to turn down. It's too good an offer to turn down based on something written in the rematch clause. Far too good an offer to turn down. That again, just my own personal opinion. I'd like to know what everyone else thinks below. So the problem I have is that Dillian Whyte is rolling the dice right now. He firmly believes that his world title shot is on the horizon and he's gambling on himself. Which, look, credit to him, right? If it comes through, fantastic. Big money fight in September. He thinks he's the 4th best heavyweight in the world, and outside of the top 3, he beats everyone else. I'm not so convinced with that. I don't think anyone would handily put their house on Dillian Whyte beating Dominic Breazeale, Luis Ortiz, or Alexander Povetkin. And that's the risk he's playing right now. If he loses his next fight, which should be against Dominic Breazeale, which is a tough fight, by the way. Dominic Breazeale is a very, very big and strong guy. Then he's right to the back of the queue again. He misses that opportunity, which is why I don't think you turned down the AJ fight. I really don't think you should have done that. It's almost as though we think these opportunities will come around all the time. You don't get opportunities like this. 80,000, £5 million, 4 belts. That's a massive opportunity. But again, he's gambling on himself. If it does come through and he does beat Dominic Breazeale, and it looks like it will be Dominic Breazeale, then he might, and it's just a might, get a world title shot in September. But again, that's not guaranteed. That's not guaranteed. If Deontay Wilder beats Tyson Fury and AJ beats Jarrell Miller, 2 things that could happen, then it's all systems go again for Deontay Wilder versus AJ. Or if not, then it's all systems go for AJ versus Tyson Fury. He could be frozen out, believe it or not, for about a year, which is why I think it's ridiculous. And I understand he's polite right now, but I think it's ridiculous to turn down £5 million, 80,000. I keep saying this because I think people really need to understand how big an opportunity this is. £5 million, 80,000, a chance to knock out a guy that knocked you out that you really dislike, and 4 belts. There's 4 belts on the line right now. And we're worrying about the amount of money you get in a rematch. I don't know. I just think it's a mistake. I understand he's thinking and his management's thinking. They probably have looked at Dillian Whyte's recent pay-per-views and said, you know what, we're a star as well now. But I've seen things in boxing where people think that the next 2 or 3 fights are guaranteed and they get knocked out. They get knocked out in the next fight they have, and that's it. It's done. If £5 million is on the table, I'm sorry, you've got to take that money. I'm sorry, you've got to take that money. And you know what? You become the star. Yes, AJ might get a bit more of the lion's share if you do beat him and if there is a rematch. But there's a lot of ifs and buts there. Right now, the only thing that we know was guaranteed was £5 million was on the table for you. Or let's say £4 million, because we're not 100% sure about 5. Even though I think Eddie said 4 and then Dillian Whyte and Eddie both said they increased it a bit. £4 million was guaranteed on the table for you, and you've turned it down because of a rematch clause. I don't know, people. I think it's a mistake. I really do. Dominic Breazeale, Luis Ortiz or Povetkin, whoever, which one it is, that's no gimme fight. Trust me, those are no gimme fights. Dominic Breazeale is as tough as they come. Luis Ortiz, I think, beats Dillian Whyte, and I think Povetkin beats Dillian Whyte as well. That's just my own personal opinion. I don't know. I think it's a risky one. But look, let's hope he does work out for him. Let's hope he does get his world title shot. And I was just thinking about this. If it is Deontay Wilder next. Say it is Deontay Wilder and Deontay Wilder beats Tyson Fury and they can't agree anything with Wilder and Joshua. I don't think he gets £5 million for fighting Deontay Wilder. I'll tell you that now, not in a mandatory position, because it will be a mandatory position. He'll get his 75-25 split. That ain't going to be £5 million. Anyway, just my 2 cents. Let me know what you think. Peace.